The billionaire joked, "Do you want to move in with me?" The next day, Maid asked, "Is your offer still good?" The moment Eliza Santiago stepped into Marcus Reed's penthouse, she knew something was off. The billionaire tech mogul stood frozen by the window, phone clutched in his hand, face ashen. "They're coming for everything," he whispered, not even looking at her. "By tomorrow, I might not even own the clothes on my back." Little did she know, this morning's cleaning shift would change both their lives forever. 3 months earlier, Eliza had started working for Elite Cleaning Services, assigned to the Reed Tower penthouse. At 28, she was juggling 2 jobs while taking night classes, determined to escape the financial hole her ex-husband had left her in. The penthouse owner, Marcus Reed, 35, devastatingly handsome, and worth billions, barely acknowledged her existence during her twice-weekly visits. Until that rainy Tuesday. She'd found him slumped on his designer couch, tie loosened, tumbler of whiskey in hand, staring at nothing. "Rough day?" she'd asked, breaking their unspoken rule of minimal interaction. He'd looked up, surprised. "You could say that. Just discovered my CFO's been cooking the books for years. The board's calling for my head." She'd nodded sympathetically, continuing to dust his shelves. "What would you do," he'd asked suddenly, "if everything you built was about to be taken away?" "Fight like hell," she'd answered without hesitation. "But I'd make sure I had something worth fighting for first." Something had shifted between them that day. Each cleaning visit after that, they'd talk, about business, books, dreams. He'd ask about her classes, she'd inquire about his latest project. 2 people from different worlds, finding unexpected connection. Then came the joke that wasn't really a joke. Last week, after she'd mentioned her landlord was raising her rent again, Marcus had casually said, "Do you want to move in with me? God knows I have the space." They'd both laughed it off. Just a billionaire's offhand comment. Nothing serious. Until today, when she'd walked in on him receiving the news that would destroy everything. "What happened?" Eliza asked, setting down her cleaning supplies. Marcus ran his hands through his dark hair. "Remember that CFO I mentioned? Turns out he didn't just cook the books, he committed massive fraud using my company as cover. The feds are freezing all my assets while they investigate. My lawyers say I'm looking at months, maybe years, before I can access my own money, if I'm not indicted myself." "But you didn't do anything wrong," she protested. "Doesn't matter. By tomorrow, this penthouse, my cars, my company, all inaccessible. The board's already called an emergency meeting to vote me out." Eliza felt her heart race. This man who'd shown her nothing but kindness was about to lose everything. "Where will you go?" she asked quietly. He laughed bitterly. "No idea. Most of my so-called friends are business associates. Once news breaks, they'll scatter like roaches when the lights come on." She took a deep breath. "Is your offer still good?" "What offer?" "To move in with you," she said. "Except, maybe you could move in with me instead." Marcus stared at her like she'd lost her mind. "Your studio apartment that you share with a roommate? It's not much, but it's paid through the month. And Jen just moved out, so. Why would you help me? You barely know me." "I know enough," she said simply. That night, Marcus Reed, who'd graced the cover of Fortune magazine twice, packed 1 suitcase of clothes and moved into Eliza's tiny apartment in Queens. What neither of them expected was Victor Chambers, Marcus's business rival and the man who'd orchestrated his downfall, showing up at Eliza's door the very next day. Well, Victor sneered, pushing his way inside. "How the mighty have fallen. Living in this dump now, Reed? How did you find me?" Marcus demanded. Victor's smile was cold. "I make it my business to know everything about my enemies. Including which cleaning lady they've been getting cozy with." His eyes shifted to Eliza. "Did he tell you who he really is?" What the Reed family did to climb to the top. Ask him about Singapore, 2018. Ask him about the families that lost everything. After Victor left, the silence between them was deafening. What was he talking about? Eliza finally asked. Marcus couldn't meet her eyes. There's something I never told you about how I made my first billion. The truth was ugly. A business deal gone wrong. Corners cut. People hurt. Not directly by Marcus's hand, but under his watch. He'd made amends financially, but the guilt had never left him. I'm not the good guy you think I am, he finished. Eliza was quiet for a long time. None of us are just one thing, she finally said. We're all the worst thing we've ever done and the best thing we've ever done. The question is, which one are you trying to be now? Over the next weeks, living in close quarters, they saw each other's true selves. She witnessed his determination as he worked from her tiny kitchen table, fighting to clear his name. He saw her exhaustion as she took on extra cleaning shifts to make rent, still never missing a class. They argued. They laughed. They stayed up talking until dawn. And somewhere between microwaved dinners and late-night strategy sessions, something deeper grew. The night Marcus discovered evidence that could exonerate him, he found Eliza asleep over her textbooks. Gently covering her with a blanket, he realized he was falling in love with her, not despite their circumstances, but because of them. When Victor made his final move, offering Eliza a small fortune to betray Marcus's whereabouts to the press, she didn't hesitate. You can't buy loyalty, she told him, slamming the door in his face. That night, as they sat on her fire escape watching the city lights, Marcus took her hand. When this is over, if I get everything back. I don't want to go back to that life. Not without you. And if you don't get it back, she asked softly. Then I'll build something new. Something better. With you, if you'll have me. Their first kiss tasted like hope and possibility, and the promise that sometimes, rock bottom is just the foundation for something extraordinary. 6 months later, Marcus stood vindicated in court, his name cleared, his assets unfrozen. Victor Chambers was the one facing charges now. But Marcus didn't return to his penthouse. Instead, he and Eliza bought a modest brownstone in Brooklyn, where they built a life together based not on what they had, but who they were to each other. The billionaire and the maid who saved each other in ways money could never buy. If you found yourself moved by this story of unexpected love and redemption, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that remind us that our worth isn't in our wallet, but in our hearts. And I'd love to know, what country are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below.